Rams. Here we're going to end with the Rams. Here we go. So the biggest news right now with the LA Rams is Cam Akers. He just tore his Achilles. Does this affect the team?
I mean, it definitely affects the team. It just depends on
like
how...
a lot, though. Is that like a major impact?
Yeah. I don't know, man, because
they were pretty run-heavy, at least in the playoffs. Like when Jared Goff could not throw because, again, 3 fingers, Cam Akers was carrying a little bit.
Yeah, Akers was carrying.
So what
I don't know, man, because like we didn't really see a whole lot of Cam Akers last season until like the playoffs, like you said. So it's like,
true.
We don't really know how good he is and how much of an impact that injury is going to have. But it doesn't help because he's definitely like if anything, he's the guy that can catch out of the backfield for them.
Yeah. So now you have Darrell Henderson Jr. And then that's pretty much it. Everybody else is a bunch of no names. So now,
Henderson can run, but like, no, man. You got some guys in free agency. Just saying.
Yeah, let's just get into that because this is the most intriguing thing about the Rams for me right now. So okay, you got a running back question. Can Darrell Henderson do it, or do you reunite with a guy who did you really good 2 or 3 years ago? Todd Gurley, does he come back to the Rams?
I'd rather have Todd Gurley. I'd also rather have Adrian Peterson. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, I actually saw something on Twitter saying like, "Hey, AP still has a lot in the tank. He still feels young.
Yeah,
he really wants to do it again. Go after some
Adrian
records."
Peterson is like a robot, dude. He's like Frank Gore but better. Like he is going to be able to go for. He's like what 37. I mean, he's fine. Like he literally. If you just watched him the last couple of years, just. I don't know. If I'm the Rams, I'm like, maybe Darrell Henderson can still be number 1, but I'd give it a look at least. If you don't want, maybe there was some kind of a rift with Todd Gurley.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe something happened with Todd Gurley and you guys don't get along or something, but there's no possible chance in shit that you can convince me that Darrell Henderson is a better option than Todd Gurley, though.
Yeah, I mean, look, this team has a new identity now. You got Matthew Stafford as your quarterback. Like, at least...
Yeah. I know Gurley's been injured, but like you just said, you got Matt Stafford now. Like you don't have to. You're not relying on the run
as much
now. Like last season was all like Jared Goff was not good. The year they got to the Super Bowl, Jared Goff was good, but they still also relied on Todd Gurley a lot to make Jared Goff good. Now Matt Stafford can do it on his own, and you can just if Todd Gurley gives you 800 rushing yards. That should be fine. Like you don't have to have some 1,500-yard rusher on your team. You just gotta get a guy in there that can get you some plays. And Todd Gurley still was able to of course he was hurt, and then last year he was playing with the shitty Falcons, and their terrible offensive line. And he still showed some burst. I mean, remember he had that accidental touchdown?
Yeah.
Because he burst through the line so goddamn hard that he couldn't stop himself from scoring a touchdown. So he still got it. You can't always look. Sometimes, people are like, oh my God, Todd Gurley looked so bad last year. Well, look at the team he's on.
Yeah.
Like you can't always with running backs, you can't just always look at numbers and be like, wow, he averaged, 3.8 yards per carry. That's pretty goddamn terrible. Well, what else are you going to average with the Atlanta Falcons? Like it's just, that team was terrible last season. It's just awful. So, just the eye test tells because we played the Falcons twice, and I just feel like Todd Gurley looked good enough to me to, at the least be your number 2 with Darrell Henderson, at least.
Yeah.
Because do you have it pulled up? I don't even know who the number 2 is.
So the number 2 is actually Xavier Jones.
Yeah. See what's like
next, and then Jake Funk is your 3rd.
Bro.
So
no offense to those 2 guys, but come on, bro. Like these Todd Gurley and AP are better. There's no chance you can tell me otherwise.
So, yeah, I mean,
for now, like I know that those guys I'm assuming are young players, but like right now today, come on.
Yeah, I mean, even with this running back problem that we're talking about here, I mean, this team is probably still easily the best team in the division. I would say it's arguably. I mean,
on paper, yeah, for sure.
So you got Matthew Stafford, who instantly just gives you at least playoff contention, along with Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, Deshaun Jackson, Tyler Higbee. I mean, and then you got this good line. I mean, you got Andrew Whitworth. I mean, and then the defense. I mean, come on, guys. Like, we already talked about it.
Yeah.
Aaron Donald up your ass. And then you got Jalen Ramsey and Darius Williams, Tyler Rapp, Jordan Fuller just chilling in the secondary, covering everything. I mean, this team.
They did lose John Johnson, though. It's my, but still, yeah.
I mean, still. I mean,
Yeah,
there was
crazy,
enough
man.
depth there to. I mean, that's losing a guy like that didn't hurt too bad. So,
Yeah.
I mean, since you have the best corner and the best defensive end in the game, even though they just lost a running back, will they win a ring this year? Like, do you think they'll take a step forward from what happened last year?
I just don't think anybody can beat the Buccaneers, man. I gotta be honest with you, but they can definitely win the division and make it somewhere. But yeah, I was gonna say something. Oh, do you want to? You're about to get really pissed off with this one.
Oh, what happened?
So I've been seeing some Twitter banter
Oh boy.
about Matt Stafford and saying that he's like the most overrated quarterback of this generation.
Overrated?
Yes, because he had the greatest receiver of all time and they couldn't do anything in the playoffs.
Oh,
and so that makes him
my God.
overrated.
Okay, well, you can flip it on the other side. Okay. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say anything about it. Like, sure, the Lions were trash. We could sit here and blame the head coach. We could sit here and blame the play calling. I mean, it's a team sport, guys.
I'm just like Matt Stafford has 5,000 yards. Calvin Johnson has 2,000 of those.
There was a crazy stat that I saw, actually.
They are clearly not the reason why the Lions are losing. I'm
No.
sorry, I just don't understand it.
No, of course not.
I didn't. When I read that stuff out, and it was a lot of people. I was just like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
No. There was a crazy
I've
stat
always
that
thought
I
Matt
saw.
Stafford's. I've always thought he's like the most underrated.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the stat that I saw was that he has the most yards in a game without getting a touchdown. Like, it was like he had like 500 yards
the
and
hell?
0 touchdowns. And I'm just like,
Oh my
what does that
God.
tell you? Like, he can move the ball. It's the play calling.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, what else would
but
that
they got
say?
it all the way down the field and just ran it in all the time.
Yeah, or
That's
something.
annoying.
It's just, I don't know, man. It's just, I don't believe that for a second. No, he's the
Yeah.
most overrated. No, he's the most underrated. And, like,
I
the
agree.
fact that he was not even getting credit for this. He was doing no lookers before no lookers became a thing. Like, this guy is good, and he's better for this team to make it to a Super Bowl. And I still stand
Yeah.
by that. Like, he's better than
Yeah, he
him
throws-
Goff.
Stafford's on some of the craziest passes you've ever seen in your life. You go watch a Stafford highlight tape.
It's insane.
Outside maybe Mahomes, it's the craziest thing. Like, I'd say like he might have the craziest pass I've ever seen because he threw like this was for a touchdown too. Like Mahomes does this in the but like he threw a no look pass right, like threads the needle between two defensive backs for a touchdown in the back of the end zone, and like. For me, the only throw that's ever come close to rivaling that was the Super Bowl last year when Mahomes did a front flip and threw it right on the money, but the guy dropped it or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the only throw that I've. First of all, what the fuck is that throw? I know we're not talking about the Chiefs, but like now that I'm thinking about it, what is that?
Yeah.
But besides that throw, man, like just go watch. If you're really young and you didn't really see like young Detroit Matt Stafford, dude, do yourself a favor. Go watch a Matt Stafford highlight tape and just watch your jaw hit the floor. Just saying.
Yeah, there's no way. Like, again, this is a team sport. Just because you have one of the better quarterbacks and then Calvin Johnson, like, okay, so what? You can put a bunch of points on the board. Your defense is still going to give up the same amount of points that you just put on the board, if not more. So it's just it's about a team sport. It's about play calling. It's not just strictly about we had the best wide receiver in existence and Matthew Stafford. It's more than that, guys.
He had that game. I can't remember who they were playing against, but he like cracked the shit out of his ribs, and like the coach pulled him out of the game, and then he like ran back into the game like "fuck you, coach," and then drove. It was for like the game-winning drive. He drove his team down the field for a game-winning drive with just destroyed ribs, and it's like, how can you hate this guy, man? How can you shit on him like that?
No, you can't. Pisses me off. No, Matthew Stafford, man. whoever says that, and if you're watching this and you think that, like, you know,
You're just wrong, bro. You're just wrong, bro.
I hope you just come on, man. I hope you at least go back and think about what you said. Go back and watch yourself some tape. He's not
Don't be a hater, man.
overrated. If anything, I never hear about Matthew Stafford ever. Honestly, to be completely honest with you guys, this offseason is the most I've ever heard about Matthew Stafford. Because they're like, oh man, the Rams, like, this guy could be the plug. He could be the one that makes the team go to a Super Bowl. Blah, blah, blah. He's so much better than Goff. This is the most I've ever heard about Matthew Stafford. Otherwise, it's been quiet season after season.
If Matt Stafford got drafted almost anywhere, the only teams I could think of would be like the Jets and maybe the Browns. But besides those three teams, if he got drafted anywhere else, guys, he would have been
playoffs every single season, Super Bowls, possibly MVPs. Yeah, like this guy just got put into a big. The Lions is like, it's like the Bermuda Triangle. Like, you just go in there.
The Lions were terrible.
They're terrible every single season.
I'm so sick of hearing like, oh, you had the best wide receiver and who else? Like, go look at the teams that they had in Detroit and tell me who else, bro. You can't just win a Super Bowl because you have Matt Stafford and Calvin Johnson. It doesn't work that way. Those teams were god awful.
Yep. I'm gonna sit here. The more I think about it, I just get even more angry because like I just want to defend Matthew Stafford so much, and it's just like obviously.
Hopefully he proves it this season. I hope he does. I really hope he doesn't fumble the bag because then those haters are gonna have their evidence or whatever.
I think he's sweating right now to get something done over there. I think
so too because Sean McVay is like shitting himself.
Oh, Sean McVay is like
over how Matt Stafford
his dick is
looks
hard over Matthew Stafford, bro.
Yes.
Like, he's like, oh my god, I love this guy. He's the best thing. You know, that golf guy that we had. He sucks.
The reason they're not bringing in another running back is because Matt fucking McVay is like, we're not gonna run the ball anyways, bitch. So I don't care who we have back there. We're passing all 4 downs. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
We're throwing the ball 70 times a game. Matt Stafford about to have 6,000 passing yards.
For real. For the first time because we have
extra game.
We have an extra game.